I'm a woman on my own with young girls to feed, says Asma El-Belbasi. This is how desperate she and other Gazans are for bread. She walks daily through the dangerous landscape of North Gaza, reduced to rubble by Israeli strikes, and where sporadic fighting breaks out between Israeli forces and Hamas militants. Aid agencies say famine still looms here, though some bakeries have reopened and supplies are improving. It's an hour to the bakery and an hour home, she says.
We need to get to this area but can't by car because the roads are all blocked with rubble from strikes. The sun beats down and you find a long queue there from the morning and you're exhausted by the time you return, all for some bread.
Restoring Gaza's bakeries and ensuring a regular supply of flour, water and fuel will be crucial to stopping famine. The first bakery reopened mid-April using flour and fuel provided by the World Food Programme. Hundreds of people stood in line among the ruins, and the bakers had to employ stewards to maintain order. Out of 5 run by Camel Ajur bakeries, it's the only one back up and running. Though the need is so high, they're running a 24-hour operation, says the bakery's administrator Karam Ajur.
We suffered a lot of damage. More than 80% of our equipment across all our branches in the Gaza Strip. But with God's help, as much as possible, we were able to retrieve some of it and operate to provide for the people and produce bread.
Belbasi says she waits at least 20 minutes each day for 2 bags of flatbread, a staple for Gazans, which she needs for her children and other relatives. What can we do, she says. There's no transport and no one to help her. Back at home, the girls are waiting anxiously for her safe return and to eat. Pockets of famine are emerging in Gaza and children have died from malnutrition and dehydration. Even Israel's closest allies have increased pressure on it to do more to let in food.
Before they reopened the bakeries, we would get corn flour, which you couldn't knead. It was like a log. It would come out like a biscuit. After a day or two, it would be difficult to eat.
Israel has blockaded Gaza for months, but aid has started to flow in higher volumes into northern Gaza since it opened a new crossing point. Aid agencies warn it is still nowhere near enough, and the WFP said last week northern Gaza is still heading towards famine.
Pfizer's first quarter results beat expectations Wednesday. The drug maker also lifted its annual profit forecast. Pfizer cited cost cuts and a smaller than feared drop in sales for its COVID treatment. It also credited strong demand for its pneumonia vaccine. Pfizer kept its annual revenue forecast of $8 billion. First quarter sales from COVID-19 shot Comirnaty came in at $354 million, well below analyst forecasts. Sales of oral antiviral Paxlovid stood at just over $2 billion for the quarter, far beyond analyst expectations. Pfizer shares soared 4% after the update. Before Wednesday, shares of the US drug maker had lost 11% of their value this year. Investors have worried about growth after the pandemic. The drug maker responded with a $43 billion buyout of cancer drug maker Seagen. It also produced a $4 billion cost cut plan and internal restructuring.